I thought Kamala Harris working with BoostUp.org, where Andrea Faulkner Andrews through 612-385-4522 when I, got into that arbitration argument with Verizon, and I said Amy Jane Getz with Michael Cooper had my car damaged. I was at Dodge Grand Caravan. I had just set up to go do the arbitration with Verizon, and my car broke down. Michael wouldn't give me a ride, right? Part of that anger and irritation that day when I called the police, he wouldn't give me a ride to that arbitration. He said it's winter time. He wasn't driving. I should have rescheduled it and not done court. So me and him had a problem that day. But as I did that arbitration, I thought that, fuck it, my kids is doing well. Michael's at Cooper. I don't even need a cell phone anymore. When me and Verizon got into it, we were learning data roaming, hotspotting off people so that you weren't using data, because I was under a data contract for like $19.99 or $29.99. You could have data. I learned that every time you scrolled and you looked at Facebook, that was using data. That wasn't like, one data feed. It was a continuous picture. So each time you scrolled, you were using a data byte, kilobyte or some shit. So me and Verizon at that time was in court because we learned roaming, because I went on vacation in Wisconsin, and they told me that first I crossed into Wisconsin and there wasn't a Verizon tower in that area. And as I was in that area, the tower that I was using was now charging me. So then I had roaming charges because Verizon didn't have a tower in that area. So they were charging me. And then, like I said, we had to get into the scrolling of the Facebook while I'm on vacation. So they're charging me for the use of the phone with the internet, but they're charging me differently because they didn't have a tower in Wisconsin near the Dells. So they were charging me roaming fees, and then they were charging me extra data. When we went to court and we argued about it, I won. And then they said, we're not renewing your contract, Sharon. And because we're not renewing your contract, you have to leave Verizon. I said, we just renewed my contract. They said, well, we're not renewing it. I said, we just went through renewal. So then they tried to put the contract fee on my bill, right? They said I ended my contract. So then we had to go to collections at that point. Now I'll take your ass to court because you ended my contract as Verizon, because I won where it came to arbitration and data. You said you didn't want to do business with me at that point, as I had a prepaid cell phone. I'd been with Verizon for 6 years at that point. I had renewed my contract 3 times. You had to renew it every 2 years at that point. I had to enter into a 2-year contract. And as they had just renewed my contract, we had got into it about data and roaming. So then, since we had to go to arbitration and they didn't like me at that point, they took my phone. And I said, I'm not going to have a cell phone. And Michael Cooper said, you can't be out here without me knowing where you're at and what you're doing. So I bought you a cell phone. Boots. I'm like, excuse me? Don't nobody want boots. He's like, yeah, well, when you need a house, I need to know where you're at. So then I had that 612-385-4522 number. And I hated boots. It was always dropping calls, missing calls. I just told Bobby Joe Champion, I said, if Andrea Faulkner Andrews working with Keith Ellison, Kamala Harris, using the WhatsApp, BoostUp.org, through the Kamala Harris rejuvenate their community, where again Donald Trump using the Mar-a-Lago, ideology with Kamala Harris, thought a lot of people needed to be here, Oprah Winfrey. I said I wanted Andrea Faulkner for the LGBTQ rape I felt she lied and said we fucked. Because I had to ask her one point. I said, Andrea, Michael Cooper Sr. said that you were telling people we fucked, and it stemmed from you and Michelle. You said that Michelle was hanging with me too much, and as a gay bitch, you were getting jealous of your gay lover hanging with me. So then you started spreading rumors that I was sleeping with your gay lover, and I wasn't. Me and her was just friends. And because you were a jealous, ignorant bitch, you couldn't even see friendship, because some people like you slow-ass bitch, don't know what a friend is. All your friends you fuck. So then therefore, you don't know what a friend is. Now put me in harm's way, which put Bobby Joe Champion, Keith Ellison and hiring his way through Andrea Faulkner. I said, Bobby, I'm only willing to work with you. I'm not really willing to work with Keith. It all depends on which family member you're associated with. Some people can talk to Krisha, and you might be able to deal with Krisha through me. Some people might be able to talk to my mama. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Mary's dead. Mary Johnson Roy, like Don Samuels, he might have been able to get Mary to get me to the table, but now Mary's dead, and he can't get me to the table. You know, he should have wanted to holler at a bitch like me. You know, I'm not nobody, but I think I'm somebody. And I thought I won that appeal. I really did. I helped Michael with it, and I thought I could read. I didn't appreciate Rose, like I said. I thought they were coming at Rose. When Rose said, Michael, I think your mom's on drugs. And I thought that was Keith Ellison under the personal care life in a day up. And he was saying my weed habit was similar to the methamphetamines, to the amphetamines, to the cocaine. I thought he was putting up his motherfucking nose in the 80s as he repped Prince at the first half, Bobby. I ain't playing with that bitch, nigga. I don't like it. Was you talking about me, Bobby? Because I smoke weed. Did you use my complaint within 25 pages? And did you get the state of Minnesota to remove background checks for a little while and drop urine tests? Because I suggested that. I said people like Barack Obama, Tim Walz, if I got a piss in a cup for a blockbuster job and I ain't got nobody but my kids that I'm protecting and you protecting me, you might need to do it. So when Mark Dayton would have got anyway, we would have known if his pharmacist was giving him meth. We would have known if he was giving him amphetamines, which might alter his train of thought, or again, he wasn't making sound, sane decisions like he was saying for me, calling me a pothead, and he's a motherfucking drug addict, swallowing them pills.